Hello everybody and welcome to the Binding of Isaac episode 3. Today we are going to play as Isaac. So the last episode was really short. Unfortunately, we didn't make it nearly as far as I was hoping. But, sometimes that happens. Isaac, it is a game that is prone to some randomness. And you gotta kinda roll with the punches. Especially if you aren't the best dodger out there, which I am certainly not. Most of my ability in the game comes not too much from just raw aptitude as far as dodging and the like is concerned, but just knowledge about game mechanics and certain exploits and things. But so if I don't get a particularly great run going, it can fall apart pretty easily. So Mom's Bottle Pills here will give us one pill every 6 rooms, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and take it once. And we're going to re-roll that for now. Hourglass, really not ideal. Let me take this pill. Oh, health down, that's not really too good. This is honestly the type of run I'm usually interested in resetting. And we might just do that. I'm going to let this first floor go by and see if we get anything interesting. But health down on the very first floor, along with 2 not very good spacebar items. I mean, Mom's Bottle Pills is okay. The Hourglass is not okay, really, at all. So, unless we pick up something halfway decent, I'm probably going to reset this run. And we'll just go from there. I'm willing to take, some bad items, roll punches, as I said, but there has to be limits to some extent. So we're gonna get another reroll in there, and hopefully we pick up something quite good. Things are not looking so good right now. We have the same health as Cain, none of his advantages, except for a little bit more range, which is hardly what I would call a sufficient advantage. So reroll that. Oh my god, limit mishap, really? Alright, let's go do the boss and see if we get anything noteworthy. Looks like it's gonna be, oh jeez, the Headless Horseman. The game is mad at me. So we're gonna try and get through this fight, but we're probably gonna die. These guys both have a thing that can do a heart's worth of damage. Yeah, I think we're gonna die here. Unfortunately, that was really bad. We got 3 spacebar items I wasn't really interested in taking. So that sucks. So, okay. Hopefully we get something better going on. I hardly need the best items in the game to get a good run going, but we got what I would consider to be 2 of the worst spacebar items in the game, along with the health down pill. So things were just really not going our way at all. And sometimes that happens in Isaac, but usually not a good indicator for a successful run. It's pretty rare, I would say. The game's usually pretty good at giving you a nice mixed bag of RNG, which is what I prefer. I like runs where you kind of have to work for your victory, but at the same time, it's not so overwhelmingly difficult because you just got really bad items. And that's definitely what that run was going to turn into if I'd actually made it past the first boss, if I had to guess. So hopefully we get something good here. Probably only going to get 1 reroll if I had to take a guess. Rainbow Baby. Rainbow Baby is a pretty good item. May take it. Actually, I will take it. I think Rainbow Baby is one of the better familiars in the game. Better than Brother Bobby, for example. We are only, and this will allow me to re-roll the boss item. It's something I don't want, like the spoon, for example. And Gluttony here. Gluttony's pretty easy. I mean, I realize it just took damage, but it's really not too bad. I have an idea where the secret room is. It's probably right here. I don't know if I want to risk a bomb on that though, because I'm not super confident about it. Let's do it. Huh? Good guess, I suppose. Dad's key. We have a pedestal in here. That means we could try to re-roll it, get another item. So Dad's key, I don't know exactly how it works. I believe it opens all the doors in the room you're in right now. It doesn't open locked doors though, so it opens doors in like an active combat area, because you know you can't normally leave a room while combat is happening. So let's reroll this. Jeez, the 1-up. I almost just don't want to take it because, oh well, I'll take it anyways. I can't reroll that, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to. I keep getting to mention my opinions on the 1-up because it just keeps showing up so often, but oh my goodness, the game is not happy with me right now. Headless Horseman is going to drop the pony, and the pony is not a bad spacebar item, but I don't like giving up the D6 that early. Really need a truly exceptional item, and I don't think the pony is a truly exceptional item. There is an exploit you can do with the pony, but I don't think that alone justifies dropping the D6. So unfortunately, we are going to have to leave our boss man behind. The pony gives you flying, small speed boost. It is a spacebar item, but it has those passive effects as well. The passive effect allows you to charge across the screen, inflicting contact damage on anything you hit in the charge. So, it's pretty good because of the passive effect. The active effect is kind of bad, but it is vulnerable to the exploit. But I don't want to take that right now, so probably should have touched it, but oh well. Okay, try and avoid taking damage on this room. Worked surprisingly well. Yeah, don't underestimate, you know, how much damage a basic familiar can add to your repertoire early on. It's not, you know, it's not the best, but it's not awful either. Okay, little Chad. No, don't want my little Chad. I think that's Mr. Mega. It may be Mr. Boom. I'm not sure. It's Mr. Mega. Okay, so all told, I don't mind picking up Mr. Mega. I think it is the best item in the game that gives you 5 spacebars. You can make a case for Remote Detonator because Remote Detonator will give you 5 bombs and then you can put it back down and re-roll it, which is pretty cool. But Mr. Mega gives you super powerful bombs, which is awesome. Speed up, okay, I'll take 1 speed up. I won't whine about it. So that's okay. Yeah, so Mr. Mega gives you super powerful bombs, which can supplement bad damage if you get a nice stack of bombs. Claudies, always a little bit interesting. I don't know if I explained what Rainbow Baby Buzz does. So it basically just shoots a random familiar tier. Can shoot just simple tiers, can shoot spectral tiers, can shoot piercing tiers, can shoot Harlequin Baby tiers, as you can see the split shot there. Arguably the most important one it can shoot though is the occasionally fires a little Gish tier, which does standard damage for familiar, I suppose, but also can provide a slowing effect, which is great. It's not as good as Little Gish if you just want the slowing effect, but Little Gish is a little bit rare, I suppose. So mostly just comes from the boss Gish, who isn't necessarily super common. And I have been finding Rainbow Baby quite a bit lately. Not so much Gish though. This is Wrath. They'll just shoot bombs around. You can kick them back at them and they'll do damage. Obviously based off of Bomberman. So sort of messed up my optimization here. The ideal thing to do here would have been to go to the boss room when it had 4 charges in the D6, but not a huge deal. Just something to keep in mind if you want to get better, I guess, at meta strats essentially. So hopefully we earn a deal with the devil here. We've pretty much been rolling on Spirit Hearts the entire time, so you only lose out on the chance to your chance to get a deal with the devil only decreases if you take red heart damage on a floor or against the boss. So that hit right there didn't actually count because it was against my soul heart. And unfortunately, I'm out of soul hearts. I did give a deal with the devil though, so I'm gonna pick up this breakfast. Go in here. Okay, some interesting decisions to make here. Could pick up the Pact. Could pick up the Nail. The Pact is interesting. We tried out the Nail last time and didn't really work out that well for us. That doesn't mean the Pact is. That doesn't mean the Nail is a bad item though. It just means it didn't work for us. So I'm just gonna roll this and see if I get anything I want. I didn't, unfortunately, so, you know, that happens. Oh well. I almost thought about picking up Brimstone, but, Brimstone, I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag, I think. It's good, like, don't get me wrong, Brimstone is amazing, but it has its fair share of problems. I would love to re-roll the ladder, and there's a case to be made in picking up the ladder this early on, because it will probably pay for itself, so let's take it. The ladder is useful on the caves, and I believe on the depths as well, because it will allow you to access certain items that are otherwise inaccessible, but after the depths it is no longer useful. There are no more chasms that you can cross using the ladder. So like here, we got 4 free bombs. That's the Mr. Mega Bomb. A lot of free bombs from that, to be honest. Good trade. Item room time. Infestation. Infestation will make it so we summon, I believe, 3 blue attack flies, which do twice our base damage whenever we take damage. Again, you know, it's alright, but it's not a great item. I'm gonna reroll it, basically. That's what it comes down to, I suppose. Though, if I get the money, I would probably rather reroll the shop, try and get the habit going on. Because at the very least, Infestation is a passive. It's not like a speed upgrade or a shot speed upgrade, so I'm willing to take it if that's what it comes down to. But we are getting somewhat deep into the game now, so we may have the ability to earn several rerolls. So I have a choice here. I can go do the boss room, reroll that right now, or have a reroll available for that right now. But what I'm actually going to go do is reroll Infestation. I'm going to try and maximize the efficiency of my rolls here. Okay. It's Mini Mush, will give us speed and range. Again, you know, it's pretty good, but it's not really what I'm looking for, I guess. I'm looking for something that will give me damage or survivability, and that doesn't really give me either, or some kind of heavy amount of utility, like perhaps X-ray vision, or even the Splunker's hat. I'm taking a silly amount of damage on this round. And I mean, this room is kind of hard, but I don't really have an excuse for taking a lot of damage on this room. I've gotten a better idea of how to deal with it recently, so. Alright, just killing dudes. I would be very surprised if we were to deal with the devil on this one. Not only have we taken a bit of damage, but also earned one on the last floor, so that reduces our chances pretty substantially. We do have the ability to get a deal with the angel now, though, because we passed on a deal with the devil, which I believe can only occur if you pass up on the deal with the devil. And the deal with the angel is a different set of items. Includes the relic, guardian angel, sacred heart, some really solid items in that pool. Some not so good ones as well, but there's a lot of good stuff here. It's a good item to get. It's a good room to get if you're willing to pass on deals with the devil, which, you know, is a bit of a risk in itself, because a lot of deal with the devil items are great. I would have loved to take the pact personally. Reroll this. Mulligan, interesting. Mulligan would make it so we would occasionally, and I do mean very occasionally, spit out blue flies, again, which do twice our base damage, which is nice, actually pretty good if you have a lot of tier speed or something like Technology 2, but we don't really have that going on for us. I'm going to take a risk here. Hopefully it doesn't kill me, but at least paid for itself with these soul hearts. So we actually made a small profit there, which, you know, is good. I should look for the secret room, and probably the top secret room here. I'm going to check here first. It's probably not there. It's surrounded by a lot of rooms. Check here too. Wow, not there either, huh? It's interesting. Might be right here. This is another potential spot. Okay. Oh, good amount of money. Almost had the ability to go to the shop. We need a key and 3 more cents for it to be a good idea, essentially. You can make the case to go to the shop at 7 cents on the off chance that it's on discount, but that is a bit of a risk. I don't have any keys anyways. I'm gonna look for the top secret room. It's a couple different places it could be, I suppose. I'm not super good at finding top secret rooms. They're a little bit weird to find at times. There it is. Okay. This would be a lot more interesting if there's a blood donation machine on the screen, because we could play the hell out of it, get a ton of money, and then go to the shop and all like that. Well, I guess we'd still need a key, but still. I could make a case to go to the sacrifice room, but that would take all my soul hearts as well, which, you know. So fighting the Husk here, a different version of the champion. This run shoots out some shots like Monstro. I'm not sure if this one summons stuff. He does move slower than the orange champion by quite a bit, but does summon bomb flies as well, which is a real problem. It's pretty scary, actually. You just need to try and get chain reactions going like that. Ideally, it would explode on top of him. I don't know if that would do damage to him. Hopefully it would. Okay, that was a little close. Unfortunately, I really can't kill the bomb flies too quickly because I don't have the damage at this stage. Okay, that was close. Okay, he's starting to get a lot of bomb flies here. I'm getting pretty cornered, man. Okay, I was hoping for a better chain reaction, but sadly, no such luck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this fight is not the easiest version of the Husk, I have to say. Especially if you're pretty much rolling on just base damage and whatever. Okay, so if you do hit him with the if you do hit him with the bomb flies, it does do bonus damage, which is good. We want to try and do that then. Cat of Ninetales, wow, that's pretty bad. Cat of Ninetales would give us like 30% increased shot speed, and I'm just gonna pass it. Oh, did I not pick up Mulligan? Oh well. Mulligan, I should have picked it up. Like, there's no reason not to have. I just kind of forgot. It's not necessarily game ending unless we find technology 2 in this room, in which case it kind of is, I guess. But they spawn so infrequently, and you know, it's not necessarily the end of the world that I skipped it, because it really does not offer a huge damage. I think I can get this. Yeah. Okay. Ladder saves the day. Ghost baby. Basically, kind of like Brother Bobby, but he shoots spectral tears, which go through rocks. Okay, gonna take that. It's a little chubby. He shoots along with our tears occasionally, pierces, and does a lot of damage. Surprising amount of damage. Yeah, he's actually probably the majority of my damage at this point, if I can start to line him up a little bit better. Which is, you know, okay, that was kind of silly damage to take. I knew that was going to happen, so. I don't believe Little Chubby can fly over rocks. That might be incorrect. Rebond. Ah, I was hoping we'd find an arcade here, because now we can. Okay, this is. Gotta be quiet for a second. This is kind of crazy. These Globins are smart, and they do a full heart of damage if they connect to me. So, and if I get pinned in a corner by them, I can easily die. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, still good. Still good. Still good. Ah. Yep. Yeah, this room is a little bit hectic right now. Okay. So. Blood donation machine. I think it makes sense to play this, because I once again feel like we're in a position where we don't have many advantages going for us. So trying to rack these up is not a bad idea, even if it's a little risky. Though we do have the 1-up, so, and this is a health up, along with a small shot speed up. I believe we'll be fighting Monstro and Larry Jr. here, which is not hard, really. Little Chubby should decimate Larry Jr. He's doing good work against Monstro as well. Like I said, this guy does a surprising amount of damage. I didn't used to like Little Chubby too much, but I started playing. I started using him a little bit more when he started showing up, and works quite well, in my opinion. Perhaps not as good as a raw damage upgrade like Max's Head or something, but I would say he's probably better than your standard familiar. So, you know. So we have an okay amount of health. We could go to the shop if we can find another key. We have a reroll we're sitting on. This room kind of scares me a little. There's 2 champions, which will do 1 heart of damage if they manage to land a shot on me. which is a little scary. Okay, just wanted to let little Chubby get in there and do a nice little connect shot. I was hoping that would break the exploder. Okay, now I just need to keep these guys kind of looped around the middle there. So that is kind of the reason knockback is sort of bad, and also one of the reasons. So shot speed gives you more knockback on your shots. It can cause enemies to move in really unpredictable ways, which is extremely bad. Like, a lot of dodging in this game just comes from prediction. So, and in most games, I guess, that's sort of what dodging is. But if you give your enemies the ability to just, if you give yourself the ability to just knock enemies around completely randomly, that's not ideal, to say the least. I am going to go ahead and do the boss. I imagine we can handle it. It's Gertie, which should not be impossible, as long as I don't do that several times. So I'm just going to try and do my circle strafing and deal with these. I still don't know what they're called off the top of my head, unfortunately. Little Chubby, doing some good crowd control here. You can deal with the little assist things when they pop up. They might be cysts, that could be wrong. I don't know what the official name is. So as you can tell, Gertie has a lot of health, and you know, we're going through it at an acceptable pace, not a super fast rate. I'd be surprised if we earned a deal with the Devil or Angel on this floor because we took a pretty good amount of damage. Yeah, I'm not going to re-roll the wire code here because it gives us pretty significant tier increase, tier rate increase 0.7. Which is substantial, essentially. Envy, always a little scary. So we have an okay tier right now. What we really need is some damage and a bit of sustainability. Like, our raw health pool is not terrible. We have 6 hearts, which is quite good, honestly. Especially with the 1-up, I have to say. I have to give the 1-up a little bit of credit there. Okay, there's a blue envy, so ideal circumstance here is we kill him last because that gives us a chance to earn an attack fly. It may not be possible. No, it's not. Oh well. It would have been if I had just kind of planned for it a little better. But... okay, there's another one. It should have the most health by a long shot. I just aim this correctly. There we go. And I have a small chance to earn an attack fly now. I didn't, but it's always good to try and get it. The attack fly is surprisingly good. A little bit underrated in my opinion. So at some point I picked up a key, and I have enough money to go to the shop. There's a chance we will fight greed there. 50% straight up. So that's a total possibility. I'd actually like to try and bomb into the shop if that's possible. It doesn't seem like it is. So I'm just gonna go in. No greed. Okay. Well, that's good. I would kind of tempted to just take the 9 volts. But could re-roll it. Get the compass. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to buy everything here because I kind of need everything. I sort of prefer having the compass to the 9 volts, I have to say. 9 volts good. It makes you start with 2 charges on any spacebar item, so it would have effectively just taken 2 rooms to charge the D6 instead of 3, which is awesome, honestly. But at the same time, I think the compass is going to have a little bit more long-term utility, perhaps. And I just want to finish off this floor because I think we can handle it without taking too much damage, or any damage, ideally. And maybe get a few more consumables going on. Definitely need every advantage I can muster at this stage. Unfortunately, managed to take some damage there. But if we just manage to take half a heart of damage, I think that is an acceptable trade, considering all the stuff we've earned so far. Several keys, several bombs. It's been a good time. I could get this penny. Yeah, that's how you do it. So you can walk diagonally through those. Judgment is interesting. We could try to play him. It's a bit risky with this kind of money we have going on. We need to get rid of that fire. If hoppers get into the fire, they turn into immolated hoppers, and immolated hoppers have a lot more health, and they jump much faster and farther, which is a problem if you like to live, which I do. Well, just walk into those shots, I suppose. Yeah, so now I've probably taken too much damage to justify doing this, but yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. This is pretty silly damage to take, especially twice in a row. I need to look for the secret room so we can try and play Judgment. Greed cannot be in the Caves 2 secret room. Unicorn horn is not the worst thing in the world. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do something kind of weird here because we have a lot of bombs. I'm gonna take the unicorn horn. I'm gonna run all the way back here to the arcade, on the far left. And what I'm gonna do is pop my little unicorn, and because it gives us about 7 seconds of invincibility, I'm gonna play the blood donation machine for free. So ideal circumstance there is we end up earning the blood bag, but secondary goal is we earned quite a bit of money as well. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna pop it. Here we go. These are totally free. Probably get 3 plays, I would guess. Yeah. Oh, got the blood bag, got some money. So that really couldn't have gone better, in my opinion. Well, we could have gotten some nickels or dimes, but you know. Blood bag does give us a small speed increase, so I may have kind of wished that we did pick up the. Whoa, that was risky. I may have wished we didn't pick up the speed pill, but it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna play this guy. I'm just gonna use all 7 cents. Hopefully he gives me something. Well, a bomb for 5 cents is literally a fair trade. Okay. Hopefully we get a little bit more money and maybe we can make that judgment pay out. So I'm gonna re-roll the unicorn horn now. And to the Ankh, which I don't want really. Like I say, I would love to re-roll that room a bunch more times, if that's possible. It may not. I don't know how many more charges we're gonna get. Probably not too many, realistically. Okay, okay. Just a little bit scary, I have to say. Important thing is to just try and dodge the projectiles, which I totally failed at there. Hanged Man will let me fly for a room, which is actually useful on this room. Might even go ahead and use it. So we're out of money, and we're not gonna get any more rerolls. So I'm just gonna look for the top secret room, I guess. We have a lot of bombs. There's a couple different places it could be, I suppose. Right there. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't. There's honestly like a lot of places it could be on this level, I think, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely sure that's true, but I think it is. So, you know, that sucks. I'm gonna try one more spot, and then we're probably just gonna move on. But I'm probably gonna open that golden chest in the boss room as well, just on the off chance it has something good. I wouldn't mind getting to that pill because I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I don't know if I've ever taken a pill, so it's not right there. Oh well. I want to spend all my bombs. I mean, that was like the most minimal profit I could have made. I got my key back in 2 cents. Alright, so this is a good floor for us, potentially. We have a library, cursed room, and an item room. So I'm going to try to work towards the library. Stupid. This is altogether pretty terrifying. If I just take this slow, it should be easier. You can use Little Chubby's range to make some easy kills, I believe. Okay, it's working okay. Yeah, just... Alright. 5 cents, very welcomed. Oh wow. Okay, so the shop is a definite possibility. Actually, it may not be. To be honest, it may not be at all. The reason I say that is because I think Greed is probably going to be in the shop because I don't have any mini boss icons, and I do have the compass, so I would have mini boss icons. And I'm pretty sure, since he didn't show up on the last floor, he's pretty much an 100% chance to show up on this floor. It's just a matter if it's in the secret room or in the shop. And since we don't see a mini boss icon, I would assume he's in the shop, unfortunately. But the saving grace to that is that he won't be on the next floor. So. Okay. Alright, so this room is pretty terrifying. Let's be honest with ourselves. Well, if we only take 1 point of damage on here, I'm gonna be pretty goddamn happy with that. This is a pretty scary room. very open. There's very little I can do to like abuse the Keeper's AI. So I just have to play well, which I guess I somehow did. So I'm gonna go in here, pick up everything, re-roll it. The Revelations will give me a Soul Heart. Necronomicon will do about 60 damage to everything in the room, which means it'll probably kill everything. So ideally we get to pull the library trick off here, and get some good items rolling that way. I'm going to start working in the other direction, I think. Well, I might as well keep going this way. I need to get as many rerolls as I can. Good news is we probably will not need a reroll for the shop, because in all likelihood it's going to be greed. I'm like 95% sure it's going to be greed, unless I've completely miscalculated somewhere, which seems unlikely in this case. Possible, but like I said, kind of unlikely, perhaps. This room should be doable without taking damage, as long as I go slow. Go slower! Okay, hopefully just 1 point of damage. Live with that. It's probably something we could deal with, just taking 1 point of damage. Alright, going well, I would say. Just back up, bullet fly there. I need 1 more room before I can re-roll that again. And if I re-roll that 3 or 4 times, we should be in double item room territory, essentially, which is good territory to be in, really. It's pretty much... okay, I was gonna make a reference, but kind of fell out. It's too late now, fortunately. So, we're gonna go re-roll that library and hope for the best. I don't know if we had already pulled any books out of the rotation, and by that I mean I don't remember. It's very possible we did, but I just don't know. Alright, so Book of Sin. Very glad we're not seeing any repeat books. That's a pretty common feature. Book of Belial is really good. I would actually like to take Book of Belial, but I'm not going to, because I would like to get a double item more than I would like to take Book of Belial. So there's a very strong chance we are about to fight death, I guess? Or, no, war. We're about to fight war. Because we use the Book of Revelations, which, in addition to summoning, or giving you a Soul Heart, it also summons a Horseman on the floor as the boss. Which, you know, is interesting. Oh, by the way, for Leapers actually just take damage from fire. Don't benefit from it at all, which is nice. Nice change from Hoppers, I have to say. Just walk into them, take more damage. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have taken damage on this room. This is a pretty easy room by Necropolis standards. But, you know, it's too late now, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna go re-roll the library again. And I realize this seems a little methodical, but I kind of feel like it's necessary at this point, you know. We have a pretty strong base, no doubt about that. A lot of health. Yeah, Rainbow Baby's nice. 1-Up is okay, you know. So this is probably our last setup of books, and we could probably earn another reroll for that. So we may actually see the double item room glory here, which would be really cool. Which means, it definitely means if we find any more libraries in the game, it's going to be a great thing. It's hardly guaranteed that we will, but if we do, it is going to be glorious. I'm actually surprised I've gotten this trick to work almost twice in a row, with a video in between, essentially. It's actually the first episode of this series was the first time I got the library trick to work at all. So yeah, it is greed, as I suspected. And taking damage here, not really good. Okay, just stop panicking. What I really should be doing is I should be going in there, and then I should let Little Chub shoot in, because Little Chub does a lot more damage than I do. And then I should back up. And that's kind of what I ended up doing, after I took half a heart of damage. I decided to go in there to get a charge, by the way. Okay, this room scares me a little. It scares me a lot, actually. I'm going to try. I'm really taking damage, but it's a little hard, as anyone who has done the Necropolis and seen the heart and mask levels can attest to, I'm sure. Some of the hardest rooms in the game, in my opinion. Not super trolly, like some of the guys that shoot these little chubbies out basically rooms are, but in the sense that you can avoid taking any damage on these rooms, but it's rather difficult. I'm going to pan for Mr. Mega there because I want that. I was hoping it would kill the heart, but we got too far away, unfortunately. So hopefully we can avoid taking any more damage here, but this heart is going to have to stop being such a pro dodger. Okay, finally got through that. Health though, okay. No reason not to take that, I suppose. Alright, got a little bit of health back. Overall, that chest is probably a profit. And I think we will earn one more reroll here, so I'm going to go back to the library and cross my fingers for a double item room. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed to get anything good, but... Okay, Stigmata. Stigmata's good. It's health and damage, which is cool. Magnet is kind of eh. Though I'm not gonna take it yet. But I may want to reroll the item room instead, because they should essentially be equal now. May not actually get another reroll. In fact, we will not. So hopefully this item room is decent-ish. So, ideal situation for the rest of this run is that we find a bunch more libraries, essentially. That would be awesome. We may get another reroll. I actually didn't notice this room off to the right. Which would be good, because I do not have any desire to take Limit Mishap. At all. Neither should you. This is what Limit Mishap does, by the way. And it does a small amount of damage if enemies walk through it. It only lasts about, 8 seconds or so. It's really not good. So I would advise against taking it if you don't. If you already have a spacebar item, almost any other spacebar item in the game is going to be better for you. All right, this type of room again probably will take more damage. Of course, I can abuse a ladder to an extent here. It doesn't work in avoiding damage against the hearts, but it does stop the masks from coming after me. Now, if the hearts want to come up here, that would make this tactic a lot better. I almost had the right idea there, and then I completely screwed the pooch, essentially. So, just gonna try and maul through these guys as quickly as possible. Wow, really surprised I avoided damage at the end there. So we are gonna reroll Limit Mishap. Don't worry. Charm of the Vampire. Gives us half a heart every 13 kills. I mean, we have a lot of empty hearts right now, so maybe that's good. Maybe. I don't want to break the arcade machine if I can help it. Okay. Small rock. Okay, that is good. It's +1 damage, some tears, I don't know exactly how many tears, and a bit of a speed down, so all around really good stats for what I want right now. I actually kind of welcome a bit of a speed downgrade, as we've gotten a couple already. We are not going to be able to reroll this, and it looks like this is going to be a heart-heavy run, so I'm going to take it. I don't think Charm of the Vampire is a particularly good item, but in this case, I don't think it will actually do any harm to us. There are some cases where it can, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. But it will give us a tiny bit of health back in the long run. So I'm going to go in here, and effective profit here is 3 attack points. And since, it wasn't a total negative, I'm not going to be too upset about that. So we are not going to get another charge, unfortunately. So I'm going to take Magnia. It's probably not going to give us a huge amount of items, since we do already have the ladder, but it may give us a couple. So I'm not going to complain about that. And we're just going to move right along. Go do war, I believe. Hopefully we get normal war instead of champion war. Got normal war, hooray! Champion war is pretty similar, but it just does a lot more trolly stuff. Actually summons troll bombs. Like homing troll bombs. So our damage has gone up a good amount on this floor. I need to stop taking damage. Thanks to Small Rock and that other item we got. Stigmata, yeah. So we're at probably exactly 5.5 damage now. I assume Stigmata gives +1. That makes sense to me anyways. And we have red tears. I don't think anything we have gives us the red tear effect. Certainly not Stigmata. Oh my goodness, we got a library. It's so good. We are lucky people. So this could be this could definitely turn around the game around right now. We have a lot of room here. Hopefully we find the item in the library, so we can get as many rerolls as possible and not waste any time. Pretty glad I didn't take damage on that room. Temperance card will summon a blood bank, which is nice. You know, not gonna complain about that. Could have some use, especially if you find a super secret room with blood, like a blood vault in it, basically, with just tons of hearts everywhere. Again, probably shouldn't have taken damage on this room, but we did get some health back thanks to Charm of the Vampire. Really not sure where we're going. Looks like we're gonna head to the library first, maybe. I'm just gonna go to the library first because it's a little bit closer. It should be a little bit more efficient in terms of rerolls. So we shouldn't have any books in here. Not that I have a problem with books, but it's a good sign. Okay, Mom's Pad and Demon Baby. Very tempting to just reroll both of those. Halo Flies will take. Crack the Sky does this. It's pretty random. Pretty random damage. The damage is like okay, but it's crazy random, so that makes it unideal. So we're gonna start heading towards the item room. We have one item in both, so we're just gonna kind of pick which one we'd rather not have the most. Right now, it's Crack the Sky. Probably not gonna take Crack the Sky under any circumstance, because, well, even if I never use the D6 again, Crack the Sky really isn't good enough to justify dropping the D6. So. Okay, I should be using my ladder here. Makes this room a lot less scary when you have the ability to cross those gaps without going through the poop, basically. Actually, having this room without any kind of way across those gaps effectively is terrifying. So Halo Flies, by the way, gives us 2 orbital flies. So our orbital slots are full now, which is, oh my goodness, that is the miter, ladies and gentlemen. That will give us. It gives us an extra 50% chance to find soul hearts. It's a great item. It's a tiny bit late in the game for it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not a huge problem. So I believe we have an effective chance of about 60% to find soul hearts now in place of red hearts, which is awesome. Really, really good. So I'm going to start making my way towards what I hope is the shop and boss, but that may not be the case. Charm of the Vampire. Again, I don't really like it, but it is doing us some good work in terms of filling our health pool back up. And I'm going to go back to the library so I can reroll Crack the Sky, yeah. And I'm going to take a quick drink of water. Oh shit, I accidentally went down here. Well, that's kind of a waste, huh? So, optimal strategy here would be to exit the room with a bomb so I don't waste any charges, but we're so close to being done anyways. I'm just going to pass. So now I'm going to take a drink of water. And I apologize if any of that noise got picked up. But alas. Alright, reroll this. Quad shot, yeah. Okay. Okay, things are getting real interesting now. I told you guys that I mean, I guess, but the library thing is amazing if you can get it to work. It's doing a lot of work for this run. We've gotten some really good items here, so I'm hoping we can get a strong shop item of some kind. 9 volt would be cool, Martyr would be cool, Habit that is. I would take, I mean, Treasure Map would be great. Great companion to the Compass, because then you can find rooms with 100% certainty. So that's cool. This is a surprisingly easy room. Yeah, so we have pretty good base damage. Quad Shot, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, actually does just give you 4 shots. It doesn't like reduce the damage at all. It does impact your tier rate somewhat. So, in that way, well, key, golden key even. Golden key means we don't have to spend actual keys on anything for the rest of this floor. So we can actually go open those golden chests now and I mean, there's no reason not to. It's pure profit, essentially. It's a tiny bit late since we had already opened 2 rooms, but it's not a big deal. In here should not be greed. Nuns have it, yes. Okay. So, what can I say? This floor has really done a number on us, and it has completely changed my opinion about this run. And I'm going to go open those golden chests right now. We don't have anything to reroll, unfortunately. Maybe we'll get something in the golden chests. I should be looking for the secret room. I have a couple different places I want to look since we're heading this way anyways. Right here. Nope. And right over here as well is a potential spot, I believe. Nope. And there's one more spot in this general direction that I want to check out after we open this. Bombs and scents. Again, pretty much for free. Just our time, essentially, which, you know, considering we're playing a video game, it's not that big of a deal. Could play the arcade machine, and I may come back to do that. I'm not going to do it right now, though. Would actually rather play an arcade, but I don't think we have one here. Pretty sure it would show up on the compass, so it's a bit unfortunate we actually don't have one because we have nuns have it now. Some interesting things we could do with that, but alas. So I am going to head back this way again, look for the secret room a little bit more. On the off chance it has an item in it. Money isn't super appealing anymore because there's no more shops, and we have enough money to satisfy pretty much any judgment we happen to run across in later floors. So unless we somehow pick up money equals power, money is not really a big of a deal anymore. And I'm happy to say Little Chubby is no longer our biggest source of damage, which is nice to be able to say. I'm definitely glad we picked it up though, because it allowed me to get through those floors before I got quad shot and those damage boosts much more easily. Somewhat tempting to play this, but I'm not. I mean, I almost feel like I should, but we don't have any deposits of health flying around, so that makes it rather risky. I'm gonna check. Okay, I'm not gonna check it right there because I'll probably take damage. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna check for the secret room. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this floor. It's more backtracking, I know, which sucks, but okay, that was silly. We've gotten some solid advantages on this floor, and whenever you get an advantage in this game, you just need to keep pushing that. You don't need to let it drop, essentially. Just keep building it up, building it up. Alright. Got big guts here, which basically just splits into smaller ones. Really surprised at how fast we killed that, so. Alright. So we got the habit a little bit late, but I'm not complaining. Habit's a great item. I guess we already passed on the nail and Book of Revelations though, so it's not as awesome as it could be, I suppose. It's still pretty good. Allows us to potentially do some interesting things with the D6 on a later floor, so. And honestly, when I have this much money, I'm never going to pass up on the habit, because it's just so good. Anytime I pass up on the habit, I just regret it. It's just like instant regret. Because I will always find something that would have benefited from having it. And by the way, the habit causes me to gain 3 charges on my spacebar item when I take damage, which is great. And it works on blood donation machines, which is part of the reason it's so good. So we're going to just be fighting plain old Grey Mom here. Okay, it's kind of silly damage to take, all told. We're blowing through it pretty fast, I would say. We should probably kill that fly. Alright, this is going quite well. Only taken 1 spot of damage so far, which is decent. Pretty surprised that didn't do damage, but I'm not going to complain about it. That'd be real silly. Range up is I don't think we've gotten any range up, so, you know, it's not a big deal. Almost have full clearance across the floor, across the room, basically, which is good. It's a good place to be, because it means you can be an effective sniper, essentially. Okay, getting a bit of a loading screen error here, so I'm gonna take a quick drink of water. Alright, I'm back. This happens from time to time in Isaac. You know, not much I can do about it. It's just part of the game, essentially. We're probably not going to crash, just going to get a weird loading screen, and on we are. So no library on this floor, so we're just going to pretty much, no arcade either. I don't believe an arcade could even spawn on this floor. Usually, I believe they just spawn on even numbered floors, basically. So, you know, like the Womb 2, for example. And you also have to have at least 5 cents when you load the floor. So we're just going to bum rush the boss, basically. Tempting to try and blow up some of those rocks because there's so many of them, so there's an okay chance that there's a tinted rock in there. So I think 1-Up actually has the potential to be quite good in this run. A lot of times I don't like it because I end up building all Spirit Heart runs, which just kind of makes 1-Up not very good. Because I think you just come back with 3 hearts, no Spirit Hearts, which is just, you know, not ideal, basically. But in this case, we have like 9 hearts, I believe. Yeah, 9 hearts. So that is a lot of effective health when you account for 1-Up. Now 1-Up does mean we would have to restart a room, but if we get, you know, near a final boss of some kind and we're low on health, we could, you know, give it an attempt or die, or, you know, anything, I suppose. Yeah, okay. There it is. And I will be right back. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. So this is Blue Baby Soul, or question mark Soul, if you prefer, which will give us a familiar that follows around, dances around the map, does a bit of damage, but we need the Polaroid, so. Alright, Daddy Longlegs. Interesting fight. Bit random, in my opinion. Well, not really an opinion, because he actually is just kind of random. Yeah, and I actually should have been prepared for that, but oh well. That part of the fight is actually not that random. But there is a different foot stomp mechanic he does that is fairly random. That one, I believe, always happens after he does 4 stomps. So. Okay, so that went pretty well. Gonna reroll that. Speed upgrade. I'm just gonna pass on it. Yeah. So, arcade. No library. Very unfortunate, to say the least. Double Gertie Jr. room is pretty sad, and it's not even Blue Larry or Gertie Jr. So we won't get easy soul part, unfortunately. Okay, taking a good amount of damage. You can see the habit working there. Not super useful right now, I guess, but alas. Playing these. I'm gonna play these for a little while, I think. I wouldn't necessarily mind re-rolling that arcade machine into a fortune teller machine if it would give me a black fly to do so with, but that may not happen. Give us a pill, just speed up, ease game. What's going on? Alright. Bad gas, fair enough, as long as it's not negative. Not too bad. Yeah, I just feel like we're at a more than sufficient speed at this point, and if I just get more, I'm gonna get worse at dodging because I'm gonna go faster than I'm really like mentally prepared for, essentially. Like I'm gonna go further than I expect while I'm holding down the key, basically, and that is gonna throw off my dodging quite a bit. And as you probably know by now, I'm not exactly the most skilled dodger in the first place, so just, you know, deliberately doing something that negatively impacts my dodging is kind of not a good idea. Alright, so this is haven't really paid out with much yet. Hopefully we get something. this is a much faster way to play the arcade than I used to. Definitely might as well play both machines if you have a good amount of money flying around anyways. I don't want to spend all of my money if that can be helped, because, like, ideal situation here, you know, I find Judgment or something, and I, woohoo! No, I'm really surprised he lived through that. Okay. I'm gonna play these each one more. Leave here with 14 cents. So that's gonna break. That's the Cursed Skull, which, in my opinion, is a purely negative trinket. Has very few redeeming qualities. What it does is if you get down to half of a red heart, let me focus on this for just a second so I don't take damage. What it does is if you get down to half of a red heart, you will, hold on. You get half a red heart, you teleport out of the room. A lot of times, that is not really as useful as you would expect, because you might be almost done with the room, for example. Or, you know, you might be trying to use the blood donation machine or something. It's just usually more inconvenient than it is particularly helpful. It has, you know, some potential uses, I suppose. There's the miner working for us well, getting a lot of spirit hearts. So how do we want to do this? Oh, I can just use my orbitals. Alright. Getting it done. In some pretty easy rooms, I was about to say, but, you know, jinxed myself preemptively. Ah, man, that laser beam just lasted a millisecond or two too long, essentially. Alright. So it looks like we are going to make it down to the cathedral, which is a nice change of pace. Oh well. Glad we got that range up earlier. Worthwhile risk, I think, on the off chance we got something like Balls of Steel. So plant some bombs up in there. Ideally, I use them a little bit more efficiently than that. Mr. Mega Bomb should do a good amount of damage to her, and also wipe out all the waves that aren't bosses, which is great. This should be good, yeah. Except for this guy, he's being a bit of a dick. Hopeless Knights, I believe they're called. Always not sure about that, it seems. I need to actually look that up someday. Alright. Yeah, that one pretty much handled by Chubby. Occasionally my shots there just go a little bit too deep into the bomb, basically, like that one. That's alright though. I don't mind spinning bombs at this point. We have a decent supply. We're not really going to need too many more of them for the duration of the game. I'm really surprised I avoided damage there, to say. So we're about to get into permanent bomb phase, which is interesting. Okay. Alright, here we go. Permanent bomb phase. So we don't really have to worry about killing these stuff she spawns anymore, because their bombs will typically take care of them. Okay. Alright, yeah, I knew I was going to take damage there at some point. I was having trouble processing exactly what was going on. Charm of the Vampire, you know, gets a lot of ticks on this fight. Hasn't really been helpful to us though, because we've been running entirely on soul hearts and we had full health before the fight started. So. We are going to go to the cathedral for the first time on the series, I believe. So no library, I'm sad to say. It's a challenge room, but that doesn't really appeal to me. These rooms can be kind of hard, after all. I suspect we can probably defeat Isaac. Maybe a little hard, no doubt about that. I imagine it's doable, especially if I can avoid taking a huge amount of damage before we get there. I don't think we're too far away from him either, which helps. For this, that's funny. Scapular may be worth it. I don't think we'll get down to half of a heart though, is part of the problem. Really see how we could. I should have used the blood donation machine and picked up half a heart. Problem is, that is actually one area where Charm of the Vampire is kind of weak, is that you really can't try to abuse items like that and just keep half a heart. So what I'm going to try and do is re-roll that item, get something else. But that may not happen. Looks like it will. So, the game auto-dropped my quality there for a second because there was a ridiculous amount of explosions, I guess. And if you have more than like 3 exploding things in Flash, it's just like the end of the world, basically. I'm gonna get out of this room. Because I wanted to reroll that item. Hopefully we get something decent. Mom bottle of pills? Well, I'll take it for half a second. Unknown. Free fly? I mean, I guess I can't complain about it. It's not negative, but it's also not helpful because we already had all of our orbitals. And that is going to be the unsung hero of this fight. Or would be, until I mentioned it. But, orbitals are extremely useful in the Isaac fight, and I think you will see why once we get started. Just keep in mind that orbitals are very good at blocking tiers that are incoming at you. And so this is why a lot of times many people will just prefer or perhaps even require that their builds against Isaac have 3 orbitals. And I'm very happy to say we got that. Not the 3 best orbitals. Another item that is interesting. I do want to keep the D6 because we may go to the chest here. It's very possible. And the thing about the chest is there are a lot of golden chests around, and they all contain items. And so, especially the first room has 4 chests in it, all of which you can re-roll with the D6, which means there's a period of time when D6 isn't really that great, and then like at the very end of the game, it becomes amazing again. So, if you've made it this far and you still have the D6, well, you suffered through a period where it probably wasn't that useful, but now it probably is. So, congratulations. So let's go in here and do this. Get this done. I'm just gonna try and be careful here for the first 2 phases. Every time I shoot at him, he does some retaliatory strikes, basically, in the form of tears. And that only applies in the first 2 phases. So if I can make it through the first 2 phases, we'll probably be good to go. The 3rd phase can be a problem for its own reasons, but we might make it anyways. I want to try and get all 4 tiers to hit. It's a little bit tricky. So now he doesn't use those, he doesn't send out a big circle of them anymore, but he does send out 4 homing shots now, which has its own problems. As you can see, the orbitals, maybe you can't see, but the orbitals are blocking a ton of damage even when I'm just standing still, because it would just pretty much cover 24/7 here. So we are in the 3rd phase, very happy to say that. We have okay damage for this stage of the game. He does do the crack the sky effect, so you're just trying to rotate around, and sometimes they'll land a hit on you. As you saw, for sure. Ideally, I should be getting in there and planting some bombs, but that's kind of next level tactics, yo. I tried to do it, and then I totally messed it up. So we're taking a lot of damage here. Hopefully we get through the fight pretty quickly, though. Last thing you want to do is go to that chest with no help. And it looks like we are going to make it. So I'm going to go re-roll some stuff. There's even a case to be made for trying to finish out this level and get a bunch of re-rolls going on. I don't know if I would do that, though. There's even a case to be made to just go to the chest right now. Oh, that is really tempting to do. I don't know if it's the smartest decision, but I think it's what we're going to do. I could stick around, I could pick up some rerolls, but the cathedral levels are not the easiest in the game. So it's kind of a risky proposition. Alright, so hopefully we get something good. Harlequin Baby, Lard, Yum Heart. Okay, interesting stuff for sure. Okay, so I don't want the Hourglass. The Hourglass is not that great. I'll take Harlequin Baby, I'll take Lard, just 2 health up. Yum Heart would effectively be equivalent to a wafer for us because we have a Nun's Habit. So I'm going to, I don't know what the best way to do this is, because I want to leave Yum Heart here and reroll Hourglass. I don't think there's a good way to do that though, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to take 1 shot at this real quick, and I'm going to move forward for now. I'm going to keep the D6 on hand, I guess. Actually, I should probably take Yum Heart and then just keep a full roll of the D6 in the back in case we get more chests, which is totally possible, by the way. You can get more chests and they will contain more items. We didn't get anything super game-breaking here, but the Yum Heart is actually pretty good because we are running a very high health build, so we will effectively have, let me see here. We have 11 hearts, so we have 22 hits worth of damage to work through. Compared to the last Isaac fight, where we had like, like 11, I think, and we only went through 5. So I'm feeling very strong about our chances right now, to say the least. This is taking a little bit long. Alright. Yes, I think I'm going to grab the heart for now, because it'll just make these rooms a little bit safer. What is this? Two hearts. Okay, I'm going to carry that for sure. Unless this was something really good, but I don't think it was. Not really. I mean, it's a good card, it's just not very helpful at this stage. Yeah, so 2 hearts will double my hearts. Since I have 11, I want to try and get down to 5.5, so like I'll get down to like 6 or 10, and then I'll use it. And it'll be somewhat inefficient either way, I guess, unless we manage to get the wafer, which would just be GG because we would be invulnerable to damage. Essentially, it is one of the more interesting combinations if you pick up the Habit, Book of Relations, or the Nail in combination with the Habit. So Book of Relations or the Nail in combination with the Habit and the Wafer, you are invulnerable to damage as long as you use your spacebar item every time it's up. There's no way for you to die. It's pretty impressive, honestly, but it's a rare combination. The Wafer is pretty rare. The other 2 items, not so much, but the Wafer is rare enough that it's not a combination you're going to see all that often. Kind of surprised I managed to avoid damage there. I'm proud of that. Also, it's just gonna burn through this fight. Okay. Should be getting close to the boss room. No? Okay. So I guess goal here is to kill Gluttony last, because he will give us hearts. Okay, I'm taking way more damage on this. Oh, I should be using Yum Heart again. I don't know why I'm taking so much damage on this, which is pretty silly. Not really a hard room. Should have just killed Lust first. I guess I wasn't paying attention. And I think Gluttony got some good shots off on me. Okay, so he's gonna give me a soul heart, which is awesome. This is gonna be an item. Dad C scrolls, if you will. We are gonna re-roll the hell out of that. And hopefully get a good passive. Something like Polyphemus right now would lock us down. Like it would be pretty much impossible for us to lose at that point. Not to get too cocky about it, but so Peeper's Eye I'm just going to take back because it is a passive. It does give us a bit of a damage increase. I don't know if it actually improves our damage on shots. I'm not sure if anyone has worked out the exact truth to that. That's probably going to be our last roll. I'm a little bit concerned about where the boss is going to be now, actually, though. Not sure where he is. Maybe down this way. Double monster room. Well, I should have gotten them in the cycle, probably. They're a bit out of bounds here, unfortunately, so this is going to be kind of a hectic room. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's just going to get even worse because Flash is bad. Well, I always feel the need to clarify that, Flash is kind of bad, and this game is not super well programmed, so it's just, it's a little combination of both. I mean, I know there are some Flash games out there that run pretty much perfectly fine, but this is not really one of them, which is part of the reason I'm looking forward to the remake. It's not going to be in Flash at all, which is great as far as I'm concerned. Okay, might as well use Yum Heart. Yeah, so this room, the way you're supposed to do it is to try and get the monsters locked in together, but I basically completely failed to do that, so just had to do it the hard way, the extremely laggy way. Whoa, Monstro, stop summoning stuff so I can actually shoot you guys. It's not like super hard, I guess, it's just kind of annoying and laggy, as I mentioned. Some people think this is the hardest room in the chest, but I mean, maybe, probably not though. Sloth. Okay, shouldn't take damage on this round. And if you're wondering why I'm not just gonna bomb through the doors, it's actually because you cannot. I believe Dad's key is the only thing that can open the doors on the chest. Which is one reason my Dad's key is kind of an okay item. But really only if you get it in the chest, to be honest. And even then, I mean, it's not overwhelmingly awesome. It's kind of a very situational use, where you think you can beat Isaac where you are right now, but not if you go through the rooms, basically. It's kind of a weird item, essentially. And I'm not really sure how often you're going to see that situational use come up. Bob's Curse. This is 5 extra bombs and poison bomb. I think we just take that, to be honest. Not many reasons not to. Probably not going to get another reroll anyways, so. So those bombs look poisonous, by the way, that they're shooting out when they explode. They're actually not. Only bombs that you drop yourself are poisonous, so. Just another one of those weird bugs in the game, I guess. Super Wrath, by the way, the main difference here is, of course, he shoots the homing drill bombs, which if you fight him in a normal mini-boss room and not on the chest, can actually be a bit of a pain, because super control bombs can fly over rocks and shit. I have no problem doing so. Which makes that fight interesting, to say the least. Alright, on we go. 11 hearts, Yum Heart, 2 hearts. I think we're probably going to be okay here, but never know. No need to get cocky, I suppose. Just need to remember to use Yum Heart every time it's available. Should be okay. Alright. It's almost backing up. Okay. Not doing the best job dodging here, but I think we may have enough raw endurance to make this work anyways. Once we make it to the 3rd phase, I feel a little bit more comfortable. Well, dodging these shots, won't be a problem at all, because they won't exist. And we're doing okay. Damage is reasonably good. In fact, not the highest damage I've ever seen, but it's not bad. Obviously, you can get through this fight, and if he just doesn't summon any angel fetuses, well, it's too late for that, I guess. Dropping some of these mega poison bombs, and then kick them out of his face, I suppose. That makes sense too. Yeah, just keep doing that. Poison landed. Just gonna get right up in there and finish this up. Dropped a nice soul heart for us. We got a charming vampire tick. Thank you. Alright. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have finished the chest on the series for the very first time. This is the final level of the game. There's nothing further at this point in time. So that is pretty cool. I will let this end cutscene play while I do my outro. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. It actually helps me out a lot. If you didn't like it, I mean, you don't have to, certainly. Hopefully we can get some more runs going on. I'm going to try and do this as a daily thing for at least a little while. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it going, but yeah, hopefully daily videos for as long as I do decide to keep it going. Again, thank you for watching, and peace.